Hey beauties, welcome back to Limelight Beauty. I'm Noah and today I'm going to be filming a makeup tutorial on this 90s inspired makeup. I had saw like some pictures of some 90s supermodels and I was just like, wow, like their makeup was really like pretty back then. Of course I focus mainly on the black models because I am a black woman, so I decided to take inspiration from them. Their makeup was very warm, very monochromatic, and I took that and made it my own. So this is going to be a 90s inspired makeup tutorial, and I really hope you bees enjoy it. See you. So to start off, we're just going to do foundation and base. I realized that 90s makeup, a lot of the supermodels, their makeup is matte. Like there's like no highlight, no shine, like none of that. So I want to keep it like that today. So for those purposes, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty foundation. And it's the matte one, not the newer dewy one, because it can really be matte. So I'm going to use that one. But we're just going to go ahead and prime with that Fenty Beauty primer. Okay, so I'm going to do eyebrows before foundation today. I realized that their eyebrows are kind of like feathery, like they're either really thin or they're like feathery. There's not like thick eyebrows was not a trend at the time, but I can't help it. I literally can't help it. So I'm just gonna try to keep my eyebrows very natural, which I usually do, so this shouldn't be too difficult for me. I like to say this is pretty natural. Like it looks like a brow that has like nothing in there. Like it's just a pretty cute brow. And just to keep that in place, I'm gonna go ahead and set my eyebrows. Usually to kind of get my eyebrows to be just a little bit more uniform, I will put concealer under there. But for today's purposes of staying true to look, I'm not. Now I'm gonna go ahead with the foundation. In this foundation, I use the shade 420. I like to always apply this foundation with a brush because I think it just moves better. Being that this foundation kind of dries down quickly. Alright, so for concealer, they don't have a very bright under eye, like a very bright highlight. So I'm just going to take a concealer that's not too far from my actual skin color and highlight with that. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Deep. This concealer will add a bit of highlight, but it definitely won't be too much or too bright. And I'm going to take that same concealer on my eyelid, just so that I have a base to apply eyeshadow over. It's not because I'm treating it as a primer, kind of. It's not for color purposes, really. Okay, so for eyeshadow today, I'm going to be using a couple different palettes possibly, but I'm going to be starting off with this palette, which is the Jackie Aina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And the goal is to kind of keep this look very warm, very matte, so there like there'll be like no shimmer in this look at all. 90s was very like no shine, so I'm gonna stick to that. So to start, I'm gonna go with the shade Edges. And I'm just gonna place that in the crease. I might be actually able to do it completely with this palette now that I'm looking at it. So after Edges, I'm going to go in with the shade Credit, and I'm going to place Credit more into the crease. I think adding this shade is just causing a bit more of a depth to the look. Alright, so for the lid, I'm going to take another shade out of this palette called Ginger. It's also a warm brown shade. I'm just going to place that on the lid. Makeup was not difficult back then. It was actually very pretty and simplistic. It definitely had more warmer shades, especially for the browner girls. Of course, there wasn't a lot of makeup options for them back then, but when they did have a look on it, I saw a lot of warm tones. So I'm going to go back in with the first color, Edges. And I'm going to kind of bring Edges a little bit more into the crease, to the hollow right here. And then because of that, I'm going to take Credit and kind of bring it closer as well. Just kind of blend it under there. And that's it. So from there, the reason I hadn't set my face yet is because I thought I was gonna kind of cut it, but I kind of like the look of it just being smoked out like this, not just like no like no like sharp edges. That's what I meant. So I'm gonna keep it like this, and I'm gonna go ahead and set my face. For setting today, I'm gonna be using the Fit Me powder by Maybelline. I'm gonna use a regular powder brush. Even though their face was matte, it didn't look cakey, so I'm just gonna set the entire face with this just to matte down the products. And when I look at photos, they definitely had like definition to their face, but it wasn't like so many different colors, like bright highlights or anything like that. So I think it's fine to be using one powder for today to set my face. That is for powder. I'm going to contour a little bit just for dimension, because when I look up pictures, they definitely have a little bit of a hollow, like a little shadow. So I'm gonna do that using the black Radiance palette. Now I'm going to apply blush. So for blush, I'm using the black Radiance blush in the color Toasted Almond. It's a very, very warm blush. It has a little pigment. It's not super pigmented, so I like that look. Because even though there is blush on some of the models I was looking at, it's definitely not like in your face kind of blush. So now I'm gonna go and do my under eye. So for under the eyes, I'm gonna go back in with edges. Okay, even though I was definitely mentioning that there was like little to no highlight in any of the photos, there was like a little like there'll be the tiniest little sheen in like the cheek area. Like I almost feel like it's there already, like you see that, but it's not. It's like it's just my natural glow of like whatever I have on right now. So for that, I'm gonna go ahead and just apply the most tiniest bit of highlight. I'm using Fenty Beauty 7-Day Weekend, and it's a little, even though it's coming off pink, it's definitely more silver, and I don't want to go gold. I want to definitely keep it a little bit more on the silver side, so I'm dabbing it on there. Like it's barely there, but like it just kind of ties the look in a little bit better. So now I'm gonna move on to lashes. So the lash styles that I was seeing where they were very wispy and not long. They weren't dramatic. They're just almost, it had a mascara look, but I can see definitely there was a little extra added length. So for that, I'm going to be taking kind of thinner, wispier lashes that would just add length and kind of like pull the look together, but still kind of have like a mascara look. Okay, so lashes are on, and I did apply a little bit of bottom mascara. So now we're going to move on to lips. I'm going to stay true to the look. They didn't really wear lip gloss. It was mostly matte lips all the time. So we're going to stay true to that. I don't really like matte lips. Well, I don't really like matte liquid lipsticks, I can say. It's not really my favorite thing. I think they're kind of dry. So I did apply a little bit of chapstick for that purpose. But yeah. So for liquid lipstick today, I'm going to be using ColourPop liquid lipstick, ultra matte lip, in the color Know It All. It's a very warm, like maroon burgundy color, so we're gonna use that. It's coming up kind of red on camera. I swear it's not red. This is brown. This is the finished look. It was very easy, very quick. It didn't seem that makeup was so difficult back then. It was just very it was definitely monochromatic. Definitely, and I'm speaking in the point of view of more black models. Of course, white models were able to expand a little bit more because they had more products available to them. But yeah, but the black supermodels that I had found, a lot of their looks were very warm and very brown, and just kind of like definitely more monochromatic, which is fine. And I thought it was really pretty, and it inspired me to want to do this makeup look. So I really hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you beauties in the next video. Bye!